Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Five years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, two teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and, of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
On July 4th, 1962, I found myself in the lost and found of mankind. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that it wants to be there. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that the person who lost it doesn't care for that lost item.
You are writing moments that people will learn from, grow from, and heal through for thousands of years. Together, we are co-authoring a unique moment in time. That DNA, those fingerprints, they're going to be gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But it is your story that they will tell for thousands of years, but only if you leave it. Things that do not serve you must go. The longer you wait, the more time you give them to trick you into serving them. 22 homes in foster care, everything I wore as a scar, as a shame, things that started like Velcro on my spirit. After just a few months, then years, then decades, I had believed myself into believing that they were indelible tattoos. Sometimes we have to be broken down to appreciate the view once we start getting up. I want you to leave this place and know that you have been changed. Why? How do I know it's true? Because each of you has just changed.
I was singing and y'all caught me. Oh, I was like, woo, feeling good. I'm feeling good. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's from the an old Pointer Sister song. Remember, can? Yeah, yes, I can. Hey, it's a great day to be above ground. I'll tell you that much. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, and boy, I'm feeling some kind of way today. I'm so excited about my guest today. Blame it on the Blain. You'll see, you'll get it now because her name is Olivia Blain. Get it? Blame it on the Blain. I am so excited to be here. Bless you all. Listen, why am I so excited? First of all, because when we come together, it only takes two of us. That's the promise. That when two of us comes together, you know, we've got that mindset, we've got that heart set. We are just here to pour into each other, hoping to ease some form of suffering somewhere in the world today, right? Can I get an amen? There's one, and there's the bell of purpose. You hear it in the background. I ring it on purpose every time there's some truth walking across the street in front of us here, because we're busy people, but we should never be so distracted, so busy that we miss the truth. So that bell is a reminder that the truth also has a ring to it. Make sure you're in tune with it. Can I get one more amen? Just one more. There it is. And welcome my sidekick, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. She has been here all 8 years with me. We're drinking on Pete's coffee today. Mocha or something like that. You know how I feel about that. They smell like the name, but they just taste like coffee. Okay, so there's that. So listen, you guys are looking great. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning to all of you. Hey, I believe in this too, and then we're going to get our guests in here. I believe that we are blessed in the manner in which we bless other people. So here's something. It's free of charge. It's painless. Seriously, all you have to do is share this out right now with one other person. They're going to thank you later, and you're going to get blessed immediately. That is a promise. If you're looking for a blessing in your life, create a blessing right now and watch how fast it finds its way to your door. That's a promise, okay? So share out the broadcast, won't you please? So sometimes I get some guests from a little Facebook page. It's not little, they have like 32,000 members there, called Need a Guest. And today's guest knew that I needed a guest, and she said, hey, I'll volunteer. And she did. And I'm so excited. Her name is Olivia Blain. Who doesn't love that name? She's a counselor, an aspiring author, a speaker. She's an artist and an entrepreneurista. I bet she made that word. I like that. An entrepreneurista. Wait a minute. Entrepreneurista. You got to really take your time on that. She says that she loves to create art and greeting cards. Now, I'm going to find out. She's in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And I will be in Waukesha, Wisconsin in August, but I'll also be in Green Bay, Wisconsin in just a couple weeks for the Mind the Mind Mental Health Symposium. So I'll be there for that. Okay. So anyway, she has worked as a food scientist. Now I'm wondering, is that the person who goes, get those Fruit Loops out of there? That's way too much dye. We're going to find out what a food scientist does today. Put your hearts on the screen. It's our virtual way of saying welcome. It's our way of standing on our feet, giving an ovation, because I hear her coming down the hallway. She's on her way in, and here comes Olivia Blain. On the Blain, yeah. Hey, Olivia, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. So, where are you at in the world? Where do you live?
So I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin, like you said. So I'm coming to you from Wisconsin.
Have you been there all of your days?
I was not born and raised in Kenosha. I was born in Green Bay, but I was raised on the Menominee Reservation, and I'm a member of the Menominee Reservation.
Tell us a little bit about that. Say it again. The name of the tribe is?
Menominee.
Menominee. See, you got to go slow for old folks like me, because I just could have sworn you said Monopoly. I was like, after the board game? I'm kidding. I knew it wasn't Monopoly. So say it again.
Yep, Menominee.
Menominee. Yes. Menominee. Oh.
Yes.
It's not Menom, it's Mani. Get it? Yeah, I like you. We can hang out because you get my crazy jokes. Listen, tell us a little bit. What was it like growing up on the reservation? That sounds exciting.
You know, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on that, and I realized how lucky I was in an aspect for that, because I've shared some of my stories about that with people that because when I was growing up, I was born in 1978. So when I was growing up, we were a small community. I lived in Neobit, Wisconsin, and it was really small. So I had, as a little kid, I had the power to just go. I remember times when I would just wake up, when it was a summer break, I could just wake up and I could just go out, and my mom knew where I was, so I could just be everywhere, anywhere around. But I knew that I had to be there. So we have a sawmill there, and there's a whistle that blows at 9, and she's like, just be in this yard by 9 o'clock, otherwise you're in trouble. And so that was like us. I'd be gone. Yep. So I'd be gone all day, and my mom never had to worry about what's happening, where was she, she kind of pretty much knew where I was. And so she was out doing her thing, and I was just playing with all the other kids in the neighborhood, and we were just going about. Even when I got a little, I moved to Kashina, and we still had that little bit of that freedom to just be like, okay, well, that was the case then. When the street lights come on, you have to be in the yard. I don't want you to be out running around. So yeah, there was lots of places to go swimming, so we could go swimming, ride our bikes somewhere, go swimming when it was hot. Just have the freedom to be around.
Tell us something about the Menominee tribe. What I mean? What was their thing? What is something that would be historical or some legacy piece that you could share with us? As far as what kind of people were they? What were they known for? Creating or crafting or doing, how history gets passed. And I love that about the Native American people in the culture. So share a little of that if you could.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, we're people of the wild rice. They say whenever we went somewhere, if we were like shifted, because there was different areas where we would go, and then when we got put onto the reservation, but like wherever we go, like the wild rice would would happen for us. And so that's
Oh,
one of
so
our
like a blessing. Like you didn't have to worry about food because wild rice would always show up to feed you.
Yep. Yeah, and
Wow.
that's one of our staple foods, that and sturgeon. We
The
have a
fish.
sturgeon feast. Yep, that happens every April, celebrating the sturgeon when it comes
You have a
home.
sturgeon feast?
Yes, there's a
How did they
sturgeon feast.
prepare it?
Um, that's a good question, because there's a powwow that happens at our high school. And then at the high school, there's that kitchen, and they cook it. There's a bunch of people that come in to cook it. And then they, cause that or there's the drum break, usually about 5. And then, so like, there's the meal. So everybody can come in and get a piece of fish and some wild rice. And, I don't know, sometimes they have green beans, or, I don't know, some other kind of,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just, a way to get together and celebrate each other, celebrate the fish. It's really cool.
How many I know this is a crazy question, but I'm just curious. Do you know how many tribes there are in Wisconsin?
There's like 5 federally recognized tribes
5
in Wisconsin.
federally. So are there tribes that aren't federally recognized?
Yes, there are. And you know what? I know you're probably going to say, what? Can you name some of them? I can't think of
I won't put you on the
off
spot.
the top of my head. I'm sorry.
So why aren't they recognized? I don't get it. What is the vetting process? Do you know?
To
Is
that
it a
extent,
certain amount of people?
yeah. I believe that had something to do, like the BIA, and the government and stuff like that had these hoops that
how dare
to
watch
jump
your
through for
mouth,
that,
potty mouth. Hey, excuse me. No dirty, Olivia. I'm gonna have to stop you. No dirty words on this show. You just cursed.
Yeah.
You said
I'm
government.
sorry.
You said government.
Okay, my apologies.
Dirty word. I'm kidding. Well, I'm just saying, because the government, they've done some real crappy things to people. Of course, you would know this, being Native American. But anyway, tell us about what we're looking at on the wall behind us, and then we'll get started with some of the questions I have for you regarding your work. Tell us about this thing we see on the wall. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's called the mandala. And you see the 4 different colors. It's to you honor the 4 directions, like with prayers and stuff. And actually, my Uncle Alex made that.
Well, shout out to Uncle Alex. I love it. I love it. So let me ask you what it feels like in 2024 inside of the Native American world. Do you feel, you know what I'm saying? I just want to ask you a couple questions about that, because we don't nearly get enough of these conversations out in front. I've had people on where we were talking about Asian hate and things, because I remember a few years ago before COVID, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so I'm just wondering how you feel personally. I know you can't speak for everyone, not even for the tribe Menominee, but for yourself, personally speaking. How do you feel as far as the treatment of the Native American person in 2024 in this country? Do you think it's what it should be, or is there work still to be done?
Yeah, I'm sure we can always improve things. Yes, there's work that can be done. There's no question about that. I guess it's pretty good. With the, I don't know, living back on the reservation, it's kind of hard.
Is there a Native American month like there's Black History Month?
There is. It's in November. It's November.
It's November?
Yes.
I did not know. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like right now, June is Pride Month, LGBTQ community, and we see it and hear about it everywhere. But I don't know. I maybe I'm just oblivious or live under a rock in November. But And it's interesting that it's November when Thanksgiving. Which, how do you feel about Thanksgiving? I'm just curious, as a Native American person, that story of the pilgrims and we're sitting there and breaking bread and da 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 da. What do you guys do on Thanksgiving Day?
Well, and I'm glad that you said that point about not speak. I don't whenever I talk about I talk about my situation, and it's not right for me to speak on behalf of everybody from my tribe. I don't want it to be that I'm answering for everybody, because there could be a little bit of differences. But
oh, of course,
I still I celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't know. I think it's always good because we get together with family and just to be thankful that we're able to be healthy and that we're able to be together and have a moment. Because like you said, we're all busy and we shouldn't be too busy to take a little bit of time.
When you were coming up, Olivia, and you heard the story on the reservation about how Thanksgiving came about, did they buy it, or was it like, now here's what some people think, but here's what really happened? I mean, come on, because I know as an African American, we'll sit and we'll talk about the reality because great grandmama so and so put it in our family Bible, or we know the stories. But boom, boom, boom. I don't care what they taught us in the classroom. We know the truth. And I was just wondering, is that a conversation that you guys have? You just talk about you. What do you know?
Like when I was a kid, or
did you talk about it?
I'm sure I did, because when we learned, like you said, when we learned about it in school and they taught us that, and I feel like I don't know, probably wasn't it probably wasn't a positive conversation with any of my family members. They were like, they probably corrected that and was said some not nice things.
Good. The truth. So they spoke the truth.
Yeah. And like told us about that.
Okay. But today, Olivia Blain, you're doing some mighty work, and I want to talk about that. Now, it says that you were a food scientist. Still doing that, or is that something of the past?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
What is a food scientist?
That's a huge passion of mine. And I've been posting a lot of the things on Instagram because I know a lot of people say like foodie. Yeah, I do consider myself a foodie because I do like to go out and try restaurants and try different cuisines from different places in the world and try, anytime there's something new that opens up. I always like to do that. And then when I'm at home too, sometimes I'll get the notion, I'm like, I want to make a grilled cheese, but I don't want to make just a basic grilled cheese. I thought, I just like, these ideas just come to me. So one time I made I took brie on some sourdough bread, and then the butter, and like grilled it, put the off the bone ham on it, and then the brie cheese. When it was warm, then I took some of the pear jam and I put it on there and let it finish cooking for a little bit, and had a grilled cheese like that. And I was like, oh, that's so good. And my husband was like, oh, this is good, we got to make this again. So I just love to experiment with food.
I get it.
One of my huge things.
And I love what you call it. I love that. And you guys, if you want to get over and check out some of Olivia's creations in her laboratory/kitchen, there it is at Olivia_Hopeful1 Marketing is where you'll find her on Instagram. We'll drop that in the comment section for you before we get out of here today. So let's talk about the work you do. So tell us a little bit about your journey. What led you to the work you do today, and what brings you to a show like Bathrobe Moments? Explain to everybody what you're up to.
Oh yeah, sure. So I went through the journey of becoming a school counselor. Boy, that was a very tough journey. Getting a master's was difficult. I had to retake a statistics class again because I didn't pass. I told
you about cussing on this show.
a B.
First you said
And
government, now you said statistics. Girl. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
And then my getting past my practice exam, that it took me 5 times to pass that. Even longer to get into the counseling role. It was very tedious. It took a lot for me. But now that I've been doing that for a while, I didn't really see it at first, but I'm glad I went down that road because it's really opened my eyes to more options. So I'm looking at exiting my role as a school counselor to start the entrepreneurial journey. And by the way, I borrowed that entreprenista term because there was this there's this group or event that happened in Florida. I forget who they're like. Something entrepreneurs, and I was like, "Oh, I like that." So I borrowed that term.
I like it.
I can't take credit for that. I wish I could.
I like entreprenista. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what are your entrepreneurial goals?
Yeah. Okay. So I really want to expand my counseling role. That's what I say. Like, okay, so I have a YouTube channel, and I teach some lessons, some like counseling lessons.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's just called Hopeful Moments. I made this little shirt too. It's I like wear it out now and again to like advertise for it. I'm trying to put up some more content. But just because I get a chance to do a lot more I feel like I get to say a lot more of the truth, because I feel in the school system, I feel like I'm kind of bounded, because I'll give you an example. So I'm thinking a lot of the kids that I come across that are always like fighting and stuff like that. And I'm like, why do you gotta fight him? Because my mom says I have to do that. And let me tell you, that just drives me up the wall. My dad says that I can't let somebody put their hands on me without getting them back. And, that just drives me up the wall. And I want to say, like, don't you have your own mind? I know but you need to start shifting that and get away from that. Look at what that does. That does nothing but get you in trouble. You need to learn how to talk it out with people, because you have a disagreement, and that's okay. Like, I want to say that.
That's why we have you.
I feel like if I tell them that at the school, and then they go home and their parents actually do say, "What did you learn?" and they tell that, and then they're like, "Oh, heck no. No," and then they come up to the school, and then they're jumping down my throat because they're like, "You don't teach my kids that." No, they're not going to do that. They're not
undermining my authority.
Yeah, don't undermine my authority. So like, I feel like I have to watch out for that. And I
hear a lot of teachers say that.
All of that stuff. So with my YouTube channel, I'm free to say that stuff and like say, like, look, because I went through that stuff myself too. I was taught that, and I was like, you know what? I didn't always want to fight, because I knew that I always got in trouble, and I get beat up sometimes too. And I'm just like, you know what? There's got to be a way to talk it out. And if you can't talk it out, then you know what? It ends up being something so minuscule that, like, wait, what? Really? We fought over just because you didn't like this basketball team or something?
So, are you teaching at a public school or a school on the reservation?
No, I'm teaching at a public school.
At a public school. And what's the size of the town?
It's Milwaukee. So it's
Milwaukee.
Huge.
Okay, so pretty diverse area. So
yes,
let's talk about this, if we could, for a minute, because I love kids, and the Power of We Symposium is my way of proving
Yes,
that.
I saw that.
So
I love that.
Yeah, so I want to ask you, what would you say is the most disturbing thing, or that thing that keeps you up at night about what the kids are going through nowadays? What are you hearing? You've got your finger on the pulse. Talk to us.
Yeah, no, and it's just, I'm just so, people always wonder why I don't yell at kids, when they're doing something wrong. I'm like, well, and I've had conversations with like adults separately. I'm like, because I'll like lower my voice and I'll talk softer and stuff if they're screaming at me, because I don't see the need. And, I consider myself to be a role model. So if I want them to not scream and to learn how to talk things out, okay, like, how are they going to learn if I'm screaming at them?
If there's no example.
You know what I mean? I lower my voice, and people are like, don't let them do it, whatever. And I'm just like, but you know what?
You're letting them walk all over you.
Yeah, that's what they say. And I'm like, but you know what? There's probably no example. because if you had a good example, if you knew how to talk things out, and this is something that I learned too, that this is one of the other things that I like teaching is about self-love, because I didn't learn that growing up, and I don't blame my mom, because my mom didn't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So until someone teaches you, which is what I had a lot of in school, I had other teachers that showed me, like, it's okay to talk it out. It's okay to do these other experiences, and it's okay if you want to do that. And that helped me to really change my mindset. And that's like a huge important thing, because there's a lot of kids that go home to not so good situations.
Not
And
really, not so. I'm gonna tell you something. There were a couple boys a few years back that were out here in the suburbs of Chicago, selling candy. Some of you have heard this story before. Selling candy so they could participate in sports, because it wasn't like it used to be back in the day. Just show up and sign up. No, they have to pay for their own equipment and whatnot at some schools. So anyway, they were out here, and first of all, when they rang the doorbell, they ran all the way from the door all the way out to practically on the street from the house. And I was like, and I have a completely glass security door, right? I mean, there's no bars or anything. It's just clear glass. You can see. And I was like, what are y'all doing way down there? And they were like, well, because you never know, sir. We're selling candy, but sometimes people will let their dogs out on us or pull a bat from behind the door. And they were African-American boys. And I said, but wait a minute. When you saw me approaching the door and you saw I was African-American, why did you still stay down there? I'm assuming, it's some racist that's doing this stuff. And they said, well, you might be surprised, but out here, it's usually the black people that are letting the dogs out on us. I was like, what? Right. So then I started picking them up at the train station and driving them around. And that's when I learned this thing. I called one day because I was like, no, they called. I would always say, call me or text me, let me know you're on the way from the city so I can stop what I'm doing, get ready, come pick you guys up. And first time they called me, like, we're 10 minutes away. I was like, okay, why are you whispering? And they said, because we're in the quiet car of the train, which I didn't even know was a thing. And I was like, what's that? They said it's where you can't talk, or you're supposed to be really quiet and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, you guys are like juniors in high school. You love to talk and stuff. Why would you be in the quiet car? They said, because this is peaceful. We never get silence. There's always sirens or screams or gunshots or something where we live. We never get quiet. And I was shocked. So when you're talking about what kids go home to, I can't imagine not being able to just bring it down a notch. So what is the thing you love most about your job as a school counselor? I mean, I know there's lots of reports and your hands are bound because you can't do the things you want to do. You're afraid of you're walking on eggshells. But what is the thing that the kids give you that nothing else and no one else can provide? What's that look like?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things. Like when this one school that I go to on Fridays, because I had 4 schools. I'm a cluster counselor. I'm in the K-8 level and I have 4 schools. But this one school that I go to, this one girl, she just before, like the second to last Friday that I went there, I think she was like kind of walking in, kind of moping, and she walked past my because I share a classroom with a sped teacher, or space with a sped teacher, and
With
she
a what
looked
teacher?
in and she stopped. The special ed teacher.
Okay,
They
sped.
just say sped, yeah. And she looked in and she saw me, and like this big smile just came across her face, and she got all excited and she ran over and she gave me a hug. Like when they're so excited to see you. And then when I'm walking in the hallway and they're like, oh, Ms. Blaine, are you coming to our class today? Because I rotated like one week when I'm there, I'm with the like 4th and 5th grade, because it goes 5th grade, and then like other week I'm with the like little kids, the K5 for second, like
the
that.
babies.
But yeah. Yep, the little babies like that. And and then when I run into the kids out in the community, they, because I so kind to them, and like this one boy that I think he was a little rowdy in the class, but he saw me at a Walmart and he was like, "Hey, aren't you at our school? Don't you work at our school?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" And talking to him, and his dad was like, "Get over here. What are you doing?"
Is
And
that
like,
is the work everything you expected? Like when you were in college for it? Is the work
no,
what you
no, there's a lot of
know?
stuff that I didn't anticipate when I was working on that they didn't really teach us. They just really gave us the counseling skills to work through things, but they didn't really. I mean, we had practicums that we had to go, but it was like I did half a semester at one semester at the like high school level, and then a semester where I had to break it up where I was at like with the little kids and then the middle school, like to middle school. And I feel like I didn't get enough. We didn't get enough of that, like especially if we were like, so like I knew I wanted to go to high school, so I was said, why do they do that to us? Why don't they just, if we know that we're like so passionate about going to high schools, why don't they let us go to, for the whole year so that we can experience that and really get, really be in there, and I don't know, whatever. So it's not my programming, but I would have liked to have spent that whole year in that level, just
Why
because
do you
like
feel you want to move out of the work you're doing now? Because I hear a lot of educators that move, especially the special ed, the special needs teachers, burnout rate. A lot of them that have master's degrees and specialize in special ed, special education. Within 2 years, they're moving over to general education. Number one, they say is the reports. What is it? Eight IAP or E? What is that? IAP.
IEP.
Those reports,
IEPs.
they get
Yep.
buried in reports, and then a lot of them say what you said. It's the families of some of their children that are like, she'll never be able to. Why waste your time on this with him? He's not gonna. They don't have expectations of
Yes, and that's so
the kind of
sad.
expectations you would think. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't like that. So when teachers say that, like I've talked to kids on the side, like, hey, you know what? Don't don't even listen to that. Don't even worry about that.
So kids are
I see
hearing this
that.
at home. You're not gonna
Yeah.
do this, and you're never gonna do that.
Yep.
It's heartbreaking.
It is,
But
and you're just like
but that's
you're.
why they
And then
have
when
a
I'm there, yeah. So when we're
no.
there, like I really like to
That's
pour
why it's so good
positively
that
into
they.
them.
That's why they have you. So, but why do you think so many teachers are running for the hills, saying, "Oh, I can't do it anymore"?
Because there's just so much expectations being put on teachers, um so many reports and so much, and yeah, that's why I'm like, I got to get out, because I've only been a counselor for 3 years, and all of these different schools, I would have had to have 5 schools this upcoming year, and I'm just burnt out. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I'm like, I gotta. So that's why I started working on my other side, these other crafts and all these other projects, so that I can go out there and start speaking and still help students in a whole nother way, and make some, make a better living too. That's another thing, the pay. I know you always get that from people, are like, but you're a teacher, you get
No, it's
summers off
true.
and this and that, and why are you so tired out and stuff? And I'm like, you
No,
know what,
no.
spend a day in a school, seriously, spend a day in a school volunteering and being in charge of a classroom before you say something to that effect, because,
Yeah.
or spend some time in there, spend a week, and do that routine that the teacher has to do, and you're going to be like, man, how do you
You
do
know,
this?
I used to say that I thought teachers and counselors in schools should get paid like doctors and lawyers. I've changed that now. I believe they should get paid like surgeons and judges. Not just a doctor or a lawyer, but a surgeon and a judge, because they are protecting and pouring into our greatest resources.
Yep.
All these kids, they're the ones that are going to have to clean up everything we left in aisle 6. You know,
Yep.
they're the ones that are going to have to be out there cleaning up the crap that we've created. So,
Yep.
what are you hopeful for as far as the future and this work that you're going to like cross? Or it sounds like you're trying to do a lateral move, not where you're
Yes.
abandoning the mission, but you're taking on a different approach to how you can get
Yes.
it done.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. And I even had this year, one of my schools was the babies too, was like K3 to 5th, K5. And I've really been pouring into, like, I had to do a section on kindness, but I started talking about self-love with them first. Like, we really need to love ourselves. It's important. We got to take care of ourselves before we can really truly to other people, before we can say kind thing, be genuine about kind things, kind acts and things like that. We need to be okay ourselves. And when we're not okay, learn, you know what? It's okay that you're not okay today. We have bad days. Even the little babies have bad days, but they might cry and we don't know why they're crying. And it's easy to quick to be like, oh, why are you crying? But just because like you and I can say like, oh, you know what? I got a flat tire on the way here. I lost this and my phone broke and like all these bad things. And I'm just not feeling it right now. You know how we can express that, like little babies like that. They don't have that capacity yet to say like, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm still tired. I wanted to sleep a little bit more, but I had to get up and go to school. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to teach the little kids that, and how to use the words like that to say like,
how to express themselves.
To express themselves, and then to disagree with somebody, like, okay, so like when they don't like what somebody's doing, to say, okay, I understand that you don't like that, but here's my point. Because then that way they can say it respectfully and they can be heard without being,
how important do you think that is? How important do you think that is for kids today to be heard?
I think that's incredibly important because as I was growing up too, like sometimes our parents would just be like, okay, you kids go play. And, because if we'd be laughing and having too much fun and they'd be like, you guys go outside. What are you doing in here? Like to just push us outside, make us go play.
Right.
And, sometimes we'd want to like, but they have this problem. And, you're just like in tears crying. And I don't know, maybe because they didn't really know how to deal with it themselves. That's what I've been really reflecting on that, so it was kind of hard to sit down and understand. And so now, and I've learned a lot of these lessons in my counseling program when I got my thing. So that's why like I turn it around, because I say now that I know this, I can't going forward just treat kids like that and say like, oh, stop crying, or like I can't go with that kind of lessons that I have.
How do you feel, Olivia, about kids and devices? Always on their phones or da 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 da. Is that a barrier as far as getting through? Because you're just a boring, in their minds, old person. As compared to what I could be watching right now on TikTok. Why should I listen to you when I can listen to what they tell me on TikTok? I mean, do you feel that you're ever in competition as an educator, because you are an educator? Do you ever feel like you're in competition with their device for their attention?
Yeah, because there is a lot of that with like just stuck on the device and just people. Yeah,
they let them have it in the classroom. They can just be on their phones. Okay.
No, they're not. Especially they're supposed to like the littler kid, like because there are some of the like 4th and 5th graders that had them. They're supposed to just like keep them in their backpack or keep them in their pockets. But like the high schooler, they have to turn it in and they get.
What's the youngest you've seen with a phone? At school.
That's a good question. Well,
how young do you think is too young for a kid to have a device, in your opinion?
Like of their own, or just
of their own?
Because I know sometimes parents will be like, "Here, you can play on my phone," and then or their tablet or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I I don't think it should be never, because the way the world is changing to digital and learning like that. So
Yes.
like sometime is okay, but I still think that there's ways that we can be creative and we can teach kids.
Do
But
you
I
have
think
children?
I don't have any of my children of my
Okay,
own,
if
but
you did.
I do have my sister's kids. I helped her raise her kids, and
Okay.
we
So
were
what
always
was it
out
like there? What age did you
because
feel it was okay to give them a phone of their own?
no, I didn't, and they didn't
No, I'm
either.
just
Like their
saying.
parents didn't.
Right, but what
Um,
age did you know, watching your nieces and nephews? What age would you say
oh,
was a
oh
good
no, they're
age?
all grown now. But
I know, but hypothetically, if you had
oh,
a kid, what age would you say, okay, it's time for you to get a phone? Let's go get you a phone. 6, 7, 10?
you know, I guess I could see the need for maybe when I don't know when they start taking on sports, if they're like having maybe just something without the like smart device. I don't know, because I feel like that cause problems. But in a way, I feel like you need to really need to educate your kids. I'd say like
Well,
say, hey,
yeah, sure, better
you
with
can't just
trafficking and predators and
you
all
can't
this
just
and
give them
all
the
that.
phone
Sure.
and not say like, hey, this is okay, so I need you to just do it. If you're gonna call me if you're
Yeah,
having a problem, if you're stuck, if something, I need you to
yeah,
call me
yeah.
on this. But other
All
than
right.
I don't know, that might be the thing. Yeah.
Tell us about this. So this is on Amazon. It's available now for
Yes.
$10. It is
Yes.
entitled My Journal, a diary for personal growth and self-care.
Yes.
So you've
I
authored this. Tell us about this. What is it? Who's it for? And why did you create it?
Yes. Okay, so this is a journal, and I guess I didn't think to screenshot you some other pages. So this is some of the art in here that I created, and I like hand drew everything, colored it. So I say that
Okay.
this journal, you just if you just want to write down your thoughts, you have ideas, keep track of them, because it's nice to have something fun, the fun, colorful journals. I thought, hey, I could write my recipes that I create in
Has
there.
journaling done something for you? How did you get to this part where you knew? So talk about it. Did journaling help you heal through something?
Oh yeah, just to be able
Okay.
to work through things. Yeah, because you can look back and be like, oh wow, that happened. Oh yeah, I forgot about. I actually won some. It was a good day that day. I did
You
this and this
you
and
know
this.
what?
Oh yeah, things like that. That's why I think journaling is really important. Keeping track of
Journaling
your
is
and your
incredibly
goals.
important. No. Wait. I think it's this one right here. Let me tell you, I'm one of those people that people send me a lot of journals, or people used to give them to me. And listen,
Mm-hmm.
look at that. I'm not kidding you. Inside here is stuff I wrote in 2016. Now, in 2015, I was literally homeless, living in a shelter. And when I go back to these times and I read what I wrote in here, it's just amazing. It is amazing for me. Here, 5/8/16. I saw Major Mike today from the Salvation Army. Yet another full circle moment. So see, that's where I started in the shelter in 15. It was the Salvation Army shelter. A year later, I ran into him. And just to say it was a full circle moment, I didn't go into detail, but it reminded me that I am doing better than I was. That what was great is now greater. Where I was strong, I'm now stronger. And that's what I love about journaling personally. It is a reminder of how far you've come or not, because it's an accountability record.
Yep.
Do you say a lot of shit to yourself and then you don't follow through? Do you dream big? Do you dare to dream big and then find out a year later it came true? Things like that. So what's inside? How long does this journal last? Is it a day, want something for every day? Is it for 30 days? Do it at your own pace. Talk about what's inside of the journal, if you could, for a minute.
So yeah, sure, no, and I like this because I have.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you have the whole screen. Show them what's in there.
I have this self-care checklist in there. I thought of because like I said, I really do the self-care. I take that seriously. We really need to take care of ourselves. We need to do good for ourselves and be good. Make sure that we get good stuff poured into us so that we can pour into other people. And then I just have all these other like little things to say, like everything starts with a dream. So dream big. And then like dream. Some of these other pages and just these fun these fun flowers and things like that. Just things to say, mistakes are okay.
Right.
You can learn from them. And I have there's several pages where you can draw things too. So like if you have a logo idea and you want to draw something in there or draw whatever, just a doodle.
I love it. So how long ago did you release this?
Just last September, actually.
Last September. $10. Yes. It's a great price point. I absolutely love it. And what is there an age group, or is this journal for anybody?
No, it's for anybody.
There it is.
Yeah, anybody can buy it. And I tried to do it in the softer colors too, so it wasn't like too pink, because I didn't want somebody to see it like, oh, well, it's too
girly.
pink. That's just for girls. Yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want that, or I didn't want to do it in like too soft of a blue to be like, oh, that's just for boys. Because as a kid, I hated that growing up when they're like, oh, don't play with those things. That's for boys, or that's for girls. Like, oh,
ain't nobody got time for that.
I just don't like that. That really sends shivers down my spine. I don't like that when people say that. That
I get it. I get it.
Horrible.
So
because whatever.
Olivia, what's in your crosshairs coming up for the rest of this year, 24? What are you hoping to accomplish, and how can we what can we pray to pour into your journey?
So I have I'm working on some other I think I'm gonna do some stationery. I just thought of that idea. I have another journal that I'm working on that's gonna be 8.5 by 11, because I think this is like, I'm not sure if this is like 10 by 6. I forget what the dimensions are. It says on the thing on Amazon, but and I have a speaking engagement that I'm really excited about, my first, because I've been on a few panels, I've been on a few other podcasts, but like my first thing by myself, a 15-minute thing. Like
your book is 6 by 9, by the way.
Oh, is it 6 by 9?
Yeah,
okay.
6 by 9, 74 pages. Yes. So go on. You got a speaking engagement. Congratulations.
Yes.
Where's that?
Yes. I'm so excited. It's going to be virtual. July 29th. I got 15 minutes. And I'm hoping to leverage that for more speaking opportunities, because I really want to do that. I want to share my story, and I'm working on building all these assets to build money so that I have wealth. And I really want to show people from back home how to do like Shopify stores, and to do there's things that they can do online, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't get a job because I don't have my car work.
You can be self-sufficient. Be your own boss.
To the internet, you can, and on Instagram and stuff like that, you can promote your stuff on Instagram, on social media, on all these platforms. You can promote your stuff, and people will, because like my uncle, he makes those and he sells them to people, and he just doesn't advertise enough. So like, I want to be able to show people from all other nations, and just like anybody, like, hey,
I love it.
I'm somebody that I didn't think that was something that could happen, but here it is. I'm, I've made it.
Is. Whoops, there it is. Whoops, there it is. Awesome. Listen, we are out of time, and I am just so grateful for you here today. Thank you so much for all you're doing and what you continue to do. You guys head over, scrolling along the bottom of your screen right now is one of the roads. always-hopeful.com. You can get over and check out everything Olivia Blain. And also, don't forget, she loves herself some IG, and there it is, at Olivia_Hopeful1 Marketing on Instagram. Okay. So listen, I want you to let us know how you're doing. Congratulations on the speaking gig. You're gonna knock them out of their chairs. I believe that. Hang out backstage, Olivia. I've got something for you. Hang out for just a second. And you guys, let's hang out tomorrow morning. How's that? 8 a.m. Central. I'll be back here in the chair waiting for you out on the front porch for another opportunity for us to share with each other, have another illuminated conversation, and help each other to find a little bit of our highest self, right? Let's do that. Now get out there. Be the best you. Take nice to nicer, bright to brighter, kind to kinder, and smart to smarter. It only takes one E and one R. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance for doing all the things that help you become a better version of yourself, because that's what you help me do each and every day. Now get out of here. Have a great day, Olivia. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing a lot of the great things that are around the corner for you. And as always, in closing, I tell you guys that I love, love, love you. And guess what? There ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Bye, Olivia.